Yeah, there you go.
Alright, we're back, taking quick time out from whatever it is that we're doing in the real world.
Look, so far we wasn't doing nothing. That was nothing.
Because we're lazy. But,
look, we take time about from nothing.
Yes, well yes. That's how lazy we are. We take time out for doing nothing, man. That's lazy. Anyway, we wanted to just stop, and a lot of people have been asking us about what we thought about this first half of this newest season of The Walking Dead. So, being that, as you know, if you've been following our channel, you know we're huge Walking Dead fans.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get it out, and just so you know, there will be spoilers. There will be spoilers for the show. There will be spoilers for the comic book. There will be spoilers for the game. So if you don't want to hear them, quit watching this video right now. Go get caught up and come back. But if you don't, and you keep listening, and you get something spoiled, you got no one to be mad at but your own stupid ass. So you better be safe, motherfucker. So like, but we just want to get this out, man, and a lot of people have been asking about it, what we thought, especially the last episode, episode 8, Too Far Gone, which is an amazing episode, but we'll get to that when we get there. So just be patient.
Freaking nuts.
You can't be patient. Yeah, you can't be patient, fuck you. Not Walking Dead. Anyway, Walking Dead, season 4, first half of season 4. The prison arc is still going.
Yep.
This shit is still going on. Last week, we catch up with Rick and them, you know, at the end of season 3. They brought in, you know, they had the big, y'all can't see me doing it, but I'm doing an air quotes battle with Woodbury and the governor.
Yep.
And
versus Woodbury.
Yeah, and really it wasn't shit, and you know, like Rick went there and they brought back like all the people from Woodbury, and you know, we catch up with them. How many months did they ever say how many months it was? Like 6 months, maybe a couple months, 3 months.
Yep. I think it was a few months. Like some months.
A few months later, the Woodbury people have assimilated themselves into this prison camp or survivor society. You know, we got people like the white dude from Everybody Hates Chris, Chris's friend.
Yep.
Who's in love with Daryl, I think. But yeah. Like, you know, it goes back, we get caught up with all the characters, what they've been doing, what's been going on in between seasons. Michonne is out riding her horse, and she's still actively looking for the governor.
Yep.
You know, Daryl's still being Daryl and fat ass and just Daryl. You know, Tyrese and Sasha, you know, they've become more part of the group. Sasha is actually on the council. They have a council now, which is I think like Herschel and Sasha and Carol and a couple other people that I don't remember. Jack will probably tell you because he just marathoned like the whole fucking series in one night.
I had to do it. I had to freaking do it.
Yeah, but they get there and you know it's a whole like catching up and all this other shit and the fucking you know, the episode ends with the white dude from Everybody Hates Chris getting sick and dying.
I have no clue what the fuck happened there. Like, I thought he was just sick, you know, coughing up.
I blame the pig, but in most cases I blame pigs. You get what I'm saying? But I blame the pig. But the thing is,
the pig was sick, wasn't it? The pig was sick, though.
Yeah. The one that they gave a name to, didn't they give it a name?
I forgot about that damn name of that pig, but I think it's a pig that, you know.
But you know, Daryl licked his fingers before he shook his hand. Like at the beginning of that episode.
Yeah.
Like, but they talked about that. Like that was something that Norman Reedus, the guy that plays Daryl, like he just did that. Like that was like just something he did. Like, that wasn't even in the like something he was supposed to do. He just did it. Like, but like But yeah, I think it was the pig, man. It might have been the pork, you know what I'm saying? They was eating the pigs because that's what they were doing. Which, yeah, see, that's why I don't eat pork because of no religious shit. But you die and become a zombie later. The thing is, but you know, the next episode begins, man. Little dude, he gets up and I'm not. Dragon had to help me with the logistics of some of the things, man, because I tried to marathon him again just to get caught up to catch up with Dragon because he wanted to talk to me about some of the stuff.
Yeah.
But I watched some of them, but some of them I couldn't really pay attention to what was going on. But like, they come back up, man, and like the dude, he died, and the next day he's zombie, and zombies attack the cell blocks again. And then they find out, like, don't they find, like, down by the fence, the zombies are breaking through the fence.
Yeah, man.
Like, well, not breaking through the fence, but the
damn, them motherfuckers just piling up now. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, man, it's like zombies out there, like, everywhere, man, but like, you know what I'm saying? And then like, Sasha finds, like, somebody been feeding the zombies.
Yeah, feeding them fucking nasty-ass rats. Like, what the hell?
My money is on Lizzie, the crazy girl.
Yeah.
The crazy older, the two little girls that Carol has to watch. My money is on her.
Is she the one that named the Walkers?
Yeah, the one that named the Walkers. Yeah, the one that named them. There's something I'm going to talk about later on at the end of this that kind of pertains to the comics and what I think is going to happen whenever we catch back up with the rest of the season.
Hell yeah.
And I'll get to that later. But, yeah, let's see that. And they never really bring it back to that a lot during this first half of this season. Like, it's spread out, like, here and there. Like, the rat thing is like, and it happens a couple times.
Yeah.
But then the episode goes on, man, and comes to the end of Rick's still kind of in this whole, I'm not a leader anymore, I'm out here farming. You know, like, Carl's still being Carl. He's hard now. Like, Carl's gangster. He's hard. He don't give a fuck. I did enjoy that scene where he called those kids stupid for naming the zombies. I thought that was awesome. But, because, I mean, yeah, like, you could tell these people from Woodbury haven't really been exposed to the realities of the world they were in. You know what I mean? Like they haven't been they've been in that protected community because that's how Woodbury was. They didn't really know that. Like the governor and then the little...
Man, they had a good time, man, that motherfucker. Sitting out there on their little beach chairs.
Yeah, they were barbecues and fucking all that other shit. But they like zombies out. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? Like you could tell, man. Like you could tell that the people from Woodbury didn't really know, you know, a lot about like what the world they were living in, like the reality of this world.
Yeah.
Anyway, the episode ends with Tyrese finding the two bodies of Tyrese's girlfriend, who I don't remember her fucking name right offhand, and I'm sorry if I don't remember her name, but fuck you. But her name, like he finds her body, and the other because they got sick. So they was like, yo, let's put y'all over here until we see how severe this is, right?
Yeah.
And this starts the whole the virus arc of this season. And really, basically what this starts is, and they quarantine him off to the side. But in the episode, Tyrese is, you know, he's all happy going to see his girlfriend and walks up on their burning body. Not too happy after that. But the episode goes off. Next episode, Rick and Daryl have he's like, brought with Rick and Daryl out there, and he's like, hey man, we need to find out who did this. He gets mad. Him and Rick get in a fight.
Yeah.
And Daryl breaks it up, and he's all like, blah, blah, blah. Then Daryl takes Michonne and new character Bob, who is completely different than the comic book version of him, but they still have basically the same problems. Yeah. It's just, in the comic books, he's an old white guy, and in the show, he's a young black dude. What are you going to do? I mean, what are you going to do?
Exactly.
Rest in peace, T-Dog. We'll be missed. But anyway, he decides to take him, and Bob's whole thing is, Daryl found him out in the world and brought him back to the camp, right? Mm-hmm. And he's an alcoholic. He was an alcoholic. And they go on a... I didn't even talk about the safe spot. When they went to the big safe spot, it was raining zombies.
Oh my god.
I didn't even talk about that. That was really dope. But, I mean, it's not really nothing. But I'm trying to touch on the plot points and stuff because I'm trying to remember as much as I can right now.
What, them falling through the fucking store ceiling?
Yeah. So they decide, they had to go get medicine because like more people were starting to get sick, so they decided to go get medicine. He brought Tyrese with him and took Michonne and Bob. Mm-hmm. And they left, and then like everybody, back in the prison, like Herschel was trying to get Rick, like, man, you need to step back up because we need you.
Man, Glenn was fucked up.
Glenn, I love Glenn. And
I almost thought he didn't make it. Dude, if I had to sit through one more episode of Glenn looking at her all longingly, and dude, now that they're separated, because, like, and I'll get to this later, but now that they're separated, God, I'm gonna want to strangle Glenn when the season comes back on. But, we gotta wait February 9th. No.
Yeah. But, yeah, they go and like hers was basically like, man, dude, you need to blah blah blah. Well, Rick starts looking into the death of the two people, and here comes to the first big question of this season, right? Like he comes by, and we find out later on that it was like Carol admits to it.
Yeah,
you know, Carol,
she really did it. She said it fast, like
point blank,
like said it fast.
Table, yeah,
and then moved on after that, like walked away. Like,
yeah.
I'm like,
to the next
I'm like, what just happened?
Right.
Rick probably was talking about what the hell just happened.
Yeah, he didn't know what to do. He was like,
He's like, you said it too fast now, like.
Yeah, he's like, dude, man, you supposed to kind of like be like, nah, I ain't do it. Then come back and he said, nah, but you,
yeah.
That's the kind of character she's become.
Look, there was no grilling her about nothing. It was just over.
If you knew where Carol started from, right, and the character she is now, like Carol, like it still is one of my favorite characters on the show now. Like, she came a long way since she was like bald. Like shaved head, getting beat on by her husband and everything. Like, it had Daryl running around the backwoods of Georgia looking for her daughter, who was in a barn.
The whole time. The whole fucking time.
The whole time. But we're not going to talk about season 2.
When I saw it come out, I was like, wow.
Yeah,
I knew that was. I knew it.
Season 2, y'all know how I feel about season 2. And if you want to know how Dragon feels about season 2, well, you just heard it. Again. Wow.
Yeah.
But back to the scene, Rick, you know, he's like, I need to figure out what I'm going to do, man, because he can't really, you know what I'm saying, like, so he takes her out, they go on this, like, they go on a run for the group to get supplies, and basically what it is a way for Rick to be like, he kind of wants to gauge where her head is at, basically, and it all hinges on those two people that they met.
Yep.
Hold on a second.
Alright.
Oh, shit.
My phone. I don't need that phone.
Yeah, I got a phone call. I got a phone call too.
Hold on, y'all.
Alright.
See what happens? You see what happens, y'all? We get phone calls. See?
Real life. Yeah. Really, it all hinges on those people they met, like in that little town they went to. But here's the thing, man. My thing with those two people is like, yo, how can you be so like out in that world that long and still be so super naive to that while still being actively into it? The people from Woodbury, I could kind of see why they were so damn naive to it. But these two motherfuckers, y'all been out in the fucking shit.
Yeah, people of Woodbury was super scared. Like, for real.
Yeah, man.
The whole world crashed down on them.
But I guess she didn't give him the answer that he was looking for, and he basically was just like, you know what I'm saying? He said, I don't really have a choice. You can't stay in the prison, man. Which I still think my whole thing, and this brings the question, man. Like, he sends her off, but he gives her supplies, he gives her a car, he gives her weapons, he sends her out on her own, but the thing is, this is people too, man, in the comments, whatever, I want to know what y'all think. Do y'all think Rick was right? I kind of agree with what Rick was doing, but then I kind of don't agree with it, because, like, I feel like, okay, if, I see where he was coming from about, like, oh yeah, I can't really let you stay because if Tyrese finds out, he's gonna straight up eat your face. You know what I mean? Like you're dead. But like, but this whole like, oh man, you killed somebody, so we gotta kick you out. You like, honestly, what have y'all done up until this point? And you're kicking her out for that whenever she in her mind, she was doing it for the good of the group, but everything that you did was for the good of the group too. Yeah. How's killing Shane any different than what she did?
I don't know.
I might be wrong. I might be wrong. I don't know, but I just feel like he did the right thing by saving her. I think he saved her life, but I think he kind of doomed her too. But there's also a Walking Dead spin-off show coming out, and if she does not show back up and spoilers, we might be going to Alexandria. And I'll get to that in a minute. But like, if she doesn't show up in the next half of the season, I think she is the main character of the new spin-off Walking Dead show that's coming out on AMC.
Yeah.
Alright, so we get back, and, you know, they would switch back to Daryl and his group, and they get there, they get to the college, they get to meds. Turns out Bob really didn't get any medicine, he just got a bunch of, like a bottle of whiskey.
Hell yeah.
And Daryl looked like he was just like biting his nose off when he found out, but we get there, and we get back, and then we get like, and then they get, then like, you know, Herschel at this point, like, you know, we come back to the prison, and Herschel at this point, he's like, we all got, and this is where you get the episode Internment.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where Herschel, this was a Herschel, mainly a Herschel episode, and you could, and if you've seen the last episode, you know why Herschel got this amazingly awesome episode.
Yeah.
Herschel basically was like, man, somebody's got to look after these people, man, and we all got jobs to do. That becomes a big running theme through this whole rest of this season. I swear to God, they say that like 4 times an episode from like 4 different people.
Oh my God.
Anyway, so, you know, they, you know, like, people start to drop, like, he doesn't, like, yeah, he kind of, like, somebody dies, like, in the beginning of the episode, and he has Glenn help him get rid of the body.
Yup.
And
Glenn was getting sick of burying people, I can tell.
yeah, they all are, man, but which is
I can tell,
understandable.
like, when you could tell it, because you like,
Yeah.
you see this all the time, like, really.
Yeah, it's like all the time, man. But like Herschel, like I don't really think Herschel's ever had to deal with like having to kill the zombies other than like in the heat of the moment.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I don't think he's ever had to deal. I don't think he's really dealt with a lot of like the whole like how Glenn and Sasha had to like kill the thing like while he was like, you know what I mean? Like how he did it at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
And stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like that whole thing, but you know, like you know, they give him a whole episode just to make you like Herschel is the man. Basically, is all that episode is about. And then the zombies, you know what I'm saying? The people from the sickness finally overtakes everybody. Most of our cast. That's what all this part was just to whittle down the main cast for the last episode.
Hell yeah.
But which during that last battle, Rick's group was a lot bigger than I thought it was. Because I thought the sickness had wiped down like a whole bunch of people, but during the final battle in the last episode, like, we had a whole bunch of people, like, where these people come from?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like,
all the extra people, I was like, I said that, I was like, damn, we got more people in there than I thought. From when they started
like, you know
off.
what I'm saying? Like, the zombies over to, you know, they kind of, you know, the zombies, they had a zombie attack, and, you know, Herschel kicked ass, and Daryl and Michonne and their group show back up, and Michonne lets go of her need for vengeance with the governor, because at this point, she don't even know why she's still looking for him.
Yeah.
She's just out there looking for him. And, like, she lets go of it, man, and then, like, you know, it's like, whatever, and they get back, and then we get the awesome line, like, Daryl's like, whatever dude they were talking about, he's a badass, but then Daryl's like, well, you're a badass, too, and Herschel's like, I am. And then the next morning, like, Michonne is, like, putting the dead bodies on thing, and she's, like, looks at Herschel, and she's like, you want to ride? He's like, hell yeah, I do. There's a bad homie. But, yeah, they go take the bodies out. And then the last shot of this, we get to our next thing, and probably the weirdest thing that happened this season is, and not necessarily because of the character, it's just the way they threw this in there was really weird, because it comes out of nowhere, but, like, the governor, our buddy, the governor, Charlie, anyway, he, you know, he's just looking at the prison at nighttime.
Yeah.
So, we get 2 episodes of the governor meaning what happened to the governor after he shot all of his people after they lost the first battle of prison.
Yeah.
And, he, you know, like, we go through these 2 episodes, man, he meets his family, Lily and Tara, and the little girl's name was Megan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they give us this fake-out redemption story.
Oh, yeah.
The first episode was like, okay, maybe he can come back from this. Maybe he won't be able to join Rick and him's group because too many of them there want him dead.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe he could do something. Maybe he'll be the one that they, you know, they do the spin-off TV show about, right? Oh, and I forgot to mention this thing about Alexandria I was talking about earlier. There's a scene in one of the episodes where Daryl and them are riding in the car, and you've probably seen it in the preview or the trailer, or if you've seen the episode already. Like they're driving and they hear like a person's voice comes through the static, and it's like I forgot what they said. It's on the internet. If you don't know what they said, you can find it your fucking self. I'm not gonna hold your hand and do it for you. Do it your fucking self.
Oh, yeah.
But basically what that is, I think it's the beginning of the Alexandria arc, which really is the next big arc after the prison and the comic story arc.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what that comes from. And then we get the whole, like, instead of like Tyrese like killing like a whole assload of zombies in the gym by himself, he just kills a whole bunch of them in a herd in front of by a car.
Holy
like,
crap.
but okay, but back to the governor. So we get a whole episode of him like being like, you know, why am I alive and all this other shit. And finally he decides to help the family and ends up cold-bloodingly just bludgeoning their dad to death with an oxygen tank.
Yeah, man. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, he beat the shit out of that dude. But like you know, and in the next episode, like you're still thinking like, oh man, maybe the governor, you know, he be redeemed. Nope. Wrong. Wrong. He's still crazy.
Oh yeah, yeah. He is.
I mean, like hell, the whole time he was killing Martinez, man, he was dragging him towards the pit, screaming, "I don't want this! I don't want this!" Like, that dude's insane.
He was crazy though. Like he still was.
Man,
The whole
he was
thing.
crazy. I think it kind of pissed him off. I know what, man. Like, dude, Martinez was kind of dumb for taking him up there, getting drunk and around stuff that he could bludgeon him with.
Yep.
You know the governor. You see now, but then again, he did trick him. And kudos for anybody who called Alvarez from Oz in the show as Mitch. That was Alvarez, dude. But anyway, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he comes and he basically takes over this group. And the character Lily, the chick that the governor's with, a lot of you don't know. There's a character in the comic series named Lily, and she's also in the video game. If you played the video game, or seen mine and Dragon's review of the Walking Dead video game from Telltale, you know we talked a lot about this character named Lily, and I talked a lot about how she was in the comics, and hopefully she'll end up on the show as when we did the review for the comic book, we were in the middle of season 3 on the show. So like, you know, like I was like, but when she finally does show up, she is a mix of two different characters. There's a character from there's a book that has like a side novel to The Walking Dead called The Road to Woodbury, and there's a character in that book, and I can't remember if her name is Amy or April, but it begins with an A. But basically, if you take that character from Road to Woodbury, it basically shows how the governor became governor. Like in the TV show, they said his real name was Philip. Yeah. But then like he took the name Brian, like whenever he met the family. But in the Road to Woodbury, it was the exact opposite. Like his brother was named Philip and his name was Brian, but Penny was his daughter from season 3 was also his niece. It wasn't really his daughter, it was his niece. And yeah, and like it was actually the opposite in the comic. But like and his name was Brian. And if you know me, then you know why. I'm like yeah. Anyway, the thing is that character Lily in the show was actually a amalgamation of both of the Lily Call character from the comics and the Lily from Road to Woodbury. She's still. What happened to the governor at the end of the last episode is exactly how, almost exactly how it happens. Almost. Not exactly. He still gets killed by her, but I'll get to that. Now, Tara... Really? Really? Oh, man. But yeah, the government goes on and he fucking basically kills kills Martinez and takes over leadership. That's what I don't get. How is the one dude gonna be like, okay, you killed my brother, and I'm cool with that, and I'll follow you to hell? Like, you know what I mean? I did not get that. I was like, dude, he just murdered your brother.
Oh my God.
He come to your trailer, covered in your brother's blood, and you're okay with that?
Oh
okay.
no.
thing with the governor's story this season, it felt kind of like, it just kind of felt through in there. Like, I mean, I understand, and I'm glad they didn't drag it out, but dude, it just come out of nowhere. I mean, I think it would have been better if we had episodes where it was like half, it would have sucked because I didn't want them to handle like they did last season, but like, if we had episodes where it was like more than 2 episodes dealt with that. Maybe we had like an episode earlier in the season, or like it was like episode half of it took place in the prison and half of it was following the governor.
Yeah.
And we could kind of learn from this. But it felt really rushed.
Yeah.
But the last episode more than made up for what happened. Even though it still felt rushed. and the biggest problem, another big problem I had with this first half of the season was, even though it was really good, it was really great, it's just like, damn, this shit, shouldn't all this happen like at the end of the last season? Do we really need a whole half a season to go back to where we were at the end of last season? And I'm going to give you some things about the last episode that I think Rick was fucking retarded for, not calling out while he was out there debating with the governor.
Yeah.
But I'll get to that in a minute. Now I'll bring it to the last episode. Too far gone. Hands down, one of my favorite Walking Dead episodes ever. Probably the closest episode since the first episode, the pilot, that is the closest to the source material. Now, I'm not talking about shot for shot. I'm talking about things that happened in this episode were shot for shot stuff with the comics, but they happened to different characters. It was just with different people. Different people were in different positions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Certain people were not alive during this battle, and certain people were alive in both of these, right? But, okay, so what happens is, man, the governor basically, he's like, okay, I know I can take this group, and I know we can go live, but we gotta be willing to take it. But I'm gonna do it with no bloodshed. I'm gonna do it. We're just gonna scare them with my tank.
Yeah.
You know, and they were stupid for believing that. But anyway, like, you know, and he tells them, yeah, Rick's people are crazy and they're evil people and stuff, and then like all season long we've been waiting for Daryl to get home and find out that Carol's been kicked out of the prison.
Yep.
What should have been a really fun conversation was only 2 minutes. Like, literally 2 minutes.
Oh my god.
And Daryl was a lot more cool. I mean, he was mad. Yeah, he was mad.
Yeah, he was mad about that.
He was a lot more cool about it. But I understand why. I think he was kind of like mad, like, damn, let's fuck that and kick her out. But like, yeah, Tyrese would have ate her face.
Yep.
You know, like, he would have probably killed that bitch. I don't think he would have. He would have killed her. But, you know, Daryl, and, you know, and then the governor's like, yeah, we have to go. We're going to go scare the people at the prison. We're going to take the prison. We're going to live there. And, you know, okay, we're just going to take it. Okay. Well, you know, Daryl and Rick finally had their 2-minute conversation that had been coming for 5 episodes that we were all disappointed in not getting. But, you know, they go and they're going, Daryl's finally like, you know what, let's go tell him right now. So they go there and tell him, and Tyrese found another, what I can only say, sacrificed rat to Satan.
Yeah.
Or somebody was trying to have a biology class and forgot to clean up after. But, a rat was dissected or something. But anyway, they're trying to explain to Tyrese. And I think one of the funniest moments of that episode before the shit hit the fan was like when Rick was trying to explain to Tyrese that whoever did that to that rat was not the same person that killed those people. The look on his face, dude, and then when like even Daryl like he was trying to explain that, I thought that shit was funny. But then like, you know, like the shot from the tank hits the whatever of the I think it was a guard tower. Was like they kept showing him when Rick was giving that little speech. It was like a guard tower they shot. But they all went outside, and from that moment, from the time that the damn mortar shell hits the prison, I'm gonna just tell y'all that was the most intense bit of thing. Okay, there have been 2 times before this, 3 times I think, that I have been that intensely in a TV show. The time before that was with the 3rd to last episode of Breaking Bad. If you haven't seen the finale, the last season of Breaking Bad, I'm going to spoil just one thing for you, and fuck you. Okay? But like, there's this one scene where the thing with the shootout in the desert was one of the, like, dude, that thing gave me a panic attack. Like, literally. Like, that whole, like, if you look at following that series from the very first episode up until that episode, man, like, Like, it was crazy. It was like the shit you've been waiting on. But they just drew it out. It was crazy. It was beautiful. And then the next thing, like before that, was the war episode of season 3 of Garo. Like right before Ryuga got his eyes stabbed out. Spoiler!
Yep.
Spoiler! Like right before Ryuga got his eyes stabbed out. Like that whole episode had me on my edge of my seat too.
Hell yeah.
Oh, and the episode where the people were killing all the people in the town, like the horrors.
Yep.
Like Rivera and all that episode had me kind of like that episode had me fucked up too. But like no, this battle though. I think I broke laws of gravity. Well, how like on the edge of my seat I was. I think I was hovering, dude. Like, like it's just like, dude. Like, if you've been watching this show from the beginning, you were invested in these characters, man. Like, you were right there. Like, you were right there in the battle with them, dude. Like, and it starts off like the governor shows up and he's like, of course, our people in the prison are like, holy shit, he's back. But what they don't know is, earlier on in the episode, the governor had kidnapped Michonne and Herschel while they were out burying bodies and stuff. And a really awesome part, Michonne was like, just straight cuts him off while he's talking about, I'm going to kill you. Like, I'm going to kill you. like, I thought that was amazing. But Herschel tries to reason with him several times, man, but the governor ain't trying to hear it. You know what I mean? Like, he's trying to, like, reason with him and stuff, and he ain't hearing it, man. So they go to prison. And, of course, our guys, our group, are surprised to see him again because they haven't been watching The Walking Dead for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So, you know, they're like, oh, shit, it's the governor. What the fuck? So, the governor called down, like, Rick, come down here, we need to talk. And the Rick's like, no, I don't make decisions no more. We got a council. You know, still in that whole, like, I don't want to be the leader thing, but damn it, if I need to, I will.
Yep.
And, so Herschel, like, he brings out, he says Herschel on the council, and he brings out Herschel. He's like, Michonne on the council, brings out Michonne, man. And then you can just feel the tension. You can just feel the tension, dude. Like, the look on Maggie and Beth's face, dude, just tells you everything, man. It's like, damn.
Yep.
All right, so Rick looks at Daryl, looks at Carl, and he's like, and they both, you know, Rick, Daryl and Carl are like, yeah, man, we need to go handle this. So he goes down there and he's talking to him, man. He's like, man, and you can tell, dude, like, every actor across the board, even like the little extras that are meant to die in this battle, like everybody kills this whole last 20 minutes. They kill it, every one of them, dude. And you could tell, dude, like Rick is on the verge of tears, like he's trying to reason with him.
Mm-hmm.
He's on the verge of tears. Like you could hear him crack like 3 or 4 times while he's explaining these things. Especially as the conversation keeps leading more and more towards a fight. Yeah. You could tell. But here's one thing I didn't get. If I was Rick, when I was talking to them people over there, I'd be like, did he tell y'all about what really happened in Woodbury?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, did he tell y'all about the head, the zombie head? Did he tell y'all about this and this and this? But I digress. It was still badass, but that's just me. I was wondering that why it was going on. I'd be like, dude, he didn't tell y'all about Woodbury?
Hell yeah. Would have threw that in there, then they would have saw raising some eyebrows. Like, what the fuck happened?
Brian, what happened with Woodbury? Especially after he was like, after Rick even said, like, yeah, we brought his people in, dude, they're leaders here now.
Yeah.
Like, we brought his people in. We had them out here. They were up there on that fence. Yep. But one of my favorite scenes, man, was like Daryl passing the guns out, man. Like he did that so nonchalantly. It was so funny, dude. Like he did it like trying not to be noticed. It was just funny. The way that dude like played that whole thing was funny as shit to me. Like he like grabbed that bin, and he's all like he does it so like he doesn't move a muscle in his body like when he's moving the thing though. Like he's just like like,
hell yeah.
But then as it keeps going on and on, man, like Rick's like, no, we're not giving it up, man. Like if you want it, you're gonna have to take it.
Yep.
You know, and then the people on the other side of the fence, man, they start, you know, like a couple of them are starting to be like, dude, really? Like, why are we doing this, man? And the governor gets mad, and then like if you know, and if you follow the comics at all, you know what's about to go down.
Yep.
He jumps off the tank, man, grabs Michonne's sword and puts it up to Herschel's neck, and Rick starts, you know, and that's when Rick really breaks down. That's when you can really tell it was coming. And Rick starts breaking down. You get the cracking in his voice. He's like pleading with you, like, dude, he's like, man, we could all live together. There's enough room here for all of us. We never have to see each other at all. He's like, it'd be a lot harder for us trying to live together than us standing out here shooting at each other. But we can make it work. Okay, and he's asking the people, he's like, you with the ponytail, talking about Tara, like, you with the pigtails, is this what you want? Is this what you want? Was this what any of you want? Blah, blah, blah. He's like, we can make it work, man. Then it happens.
Yep.
The governor said, it shows him moving the sword, and then he whispers, liar. And it has this echo effect, dude, and I thought that was like one of the most badass scenes.
Hell
It was just like, and then he slashes Herschel's neck, like trying to cut his head off, man. And you could, and the sound just goes out. And you see the reaction of everybody that we've been following since the beginning of this show, that we have known our people. And you see a look on Maggie and Beth's face, man, like, you know what I mean? You see Tyrese behind him, just like, jump, like just bobbing up and down, dude. And like, Carl's eyes just go big, and Daryl's just raises his head up, dude, like, and then all of a sudden, man, Rick just screams, the sound comes back, and Rick screams no and pulls the gun out and does that weird Rick holding up the gun thing that he does, and just opens fire, dude, and then Maggie opens fire, and then Carl opens fire after her. No, wait, Carl opens fire, and then Maggie opens fire, and then Daryl lets out like this, like good girl, like, and just they all open fire on, dude. It was like, it was just the most intense thing ever. That's going on, dude. I just start screaming, I'm just yelling at my TV, kill this motherfucker! Kill this motherfucker! I'm like, dude, just kill this son of a bitch. Like, I'm like, damn, dude. And then like, when he fucking, like, Herschel, like, Michonne rolls out the way, it was one of my favorite scenes in which she rolls out the way. But, like, then she gets back there, she trips dude and curb stomps his neck with her boot. I thought that was awesome. And, when we see Herschel trying to, he's trying to crawl away, man, like, he's still bleeding out and shit. And then the governor cuts his head off, man, in front of his daughter.
Yep.
Dude, and, like, you can just feel it, man. And the whole time he's doing it, I'm like, God damn it, where somebody kill this motherfucker.
Hell yeah.
But while this is going on, man, he left Lily and her daughter and this new girl who kind of looks like his old daughter, Megan, back at from where they were camped out at while they were waiting to go see about the prison.
Yeah.
And while all this battle is going on. And the little girl digs up a sign out in Georgia. Now, if you know anything about, like, I don't know, I'm from Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I'm sitting in it right now. But, like, we have this stuff up here called red clay, and that's what the little girl's playing in. And red clay is like, it's like almost like quicksand. Like, it can be like it. But as muddy as what she was playing, I'm surprised she got out of that. But, anyway, like, she pulls up a sign, man, and like, while her mom's watching, because the governor told her mom that, like, zombies won't be able to come across the water, and he was right, but he didn't know that there was zombies trapped underneath that mud that the little girl was playing on.
Hell yeah.
And the zombie after she pulled out the sign, the zombie, it loosened up the mud where the zombie can come up, man. And one of the scenes that I was really like, oh shit, that I did not see coming.
Yeah.
The little girl got bit.
Yep.
Okay, and I was like, damn, dude. Yeah, so it cuts back to the battle, and we see that's when it cuts back, and the governor said cut off Herschel's head, and we see Herschel's body, and his head laying there. Then he looks up and he sees Lily holding the little girl's head. And then he takes the little girl and shoots her in the head.
Oh my God.
And even though if I had mixed feelings, like, even though I knew, like, yeah, he was going to have to do that anyway, it's still like, damn, man. Like, he didn't have, like, cold as hell. He just grabbed that little girl and shot her in the head, dude. Then I was really like, somebody needs to kill this dude. Like, this dude needs to go. Like, if he survives this battle and lives to the next half of the season, I'm going to be pissed. Like, y'all failed. You motherfuckers failed. Okay, so the battle's going on, man, and at this point, Governor's mad. He gives one of the famous comic book scenes. He's thinking about a tank. He's like, kill them all, and they rush the damn. Which Rick was right. Rick was like, y'all can come in here and try to take this prison, but like the prison is useless without these fences. He's like, either we can all live here or nobody can live here.
Hell yeah.
It's like, you know what I mean? Like, and they break the fences down, and the battle starts attacking the walkers and stuff, man. There's like badass moment after badass moment after badass moment just happens from here on out. There's just one great fake out scene. There's one really great fake out scene with Daryl, where like he's pinned down between the tank and Tara's girlfriend and some other dude, right? And a zombie and two walkers are coming up behind him, and like the walker grabs Daryl, like goes to bite him, but then the camera cuts to like a nut. Like I think it wasn't like when Bob got shot and Maggie and Tasha were trying to help him. I think that's when it cut to. But like, and then it cuts back, man. Like, dude, it was so badass because like Daryl took an arrow through his head and was using him as like a human shield. I was like, shit. But like, I just want to say, Daryl is the most. Okay, Daryl, they can do a whole episode. I've said this to a lot of people, but they can do a whole episode, literally, of Daryl taking a shit. Literally, the whole episode is just Daryl in the bathroom. Nothing else going on. Just Daryl taking a shit. It would be the most badass thing on TV. That dude killed a tank. He killed a tank. You could have ended the episode right there and I'd have been happy. He killed a tank. He killed a tank.
Oh, yeah.
But, okay. So, alright, the battle goes on, blah, blah, blah. Finally agrees, like, football tackle the governor. This is back from before that, when they still had a tank. But that's when I was like, kick his ass, Rick. Kick his ass, Rick. Kick his ass. But Rick has been shot twice at this point. You can kind of tell he was, like, fatigued and stuff.
Yeah.
He was, like, trying to, like... So the governor gets overhand on him. The whole time he, like, got Rick on the ground, like, beating his ass. I'm like, where the fuck is Michonne? I know this bitch got out of the rope by now. But then she shows up and stabs him in the chest, in the heart. And I cheered. I literally turned on my God, I was like, yes!
Yep.
But, you know, I'm kind of, and like, me and Dragon were talking about it, and he was like, man, it was like, what did you say about her leaving him on the ground like that? Like,
What not splitting him down the middle?
Your initial? Yeah. Like, your initial, like, reaction to it was, something else.
Oh, about,
we talked about it.
About the whole double death thing, right? That was it?
Yeah. About how Lily, like, you was like, didn't you think she should have killed him anyway? Like, or something like that? Or,
yeah.
I don't remember because
I was like, I said, Michonne, I'm disappointed in you. You didn't split him down the middle.
Yeah, that's what it was.
But then on the other hand,
yeah, she left him for the walkers.
Left him down there for them, and plus get shot too.
There you go, Lily came back and shot him. But here's the thing though, did Lily kill him out of vengeance for the little girl or just the call?
Yeah.
I think it was close to the girl.
You heard the tires peeling?
Yeah, I heard it.
Look,
But yeah, so like, like then we get to the end of the episode. This is the part of the episode that, like, yeah, there was a couple times, and I'm not afraid to admit this on camera.
Yeah,
there was a couple times, man, I teared up.
Yeah.
I was on the verge of, like, when Herschel died, that was one of them, and then like just like different scenes during when the little girl, like when the governor shot the little girl. Not really tearing up when that happened. I was just like, damn, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And like, but when Herschel died, I was kind of like, dude, because we've been rehearsal since season 2, and you know what I mean, like. And then like, but the part that got me, man, was earlier on at the beginning of the battle, the little kids and the little crazy bitch were trying to leave. They were going to the bus because they have a plan, and the plan was they had to get on the buses and they're going somewhere. I don't know. If you watch the episode, they kind of explain it, but like, the little girl's like, no, Carol told us we have to take action. Blah blah blah, yakety smackety and whatever and all this other shit, and like, let's go get guns. They got guns. We should have guns. And I don't remember them leaving the kid though. Like when they ran off to go get the gun, I don't remember them leaving, just dropping the baby carrier and running off. But like, the end of the battle happens, man, and like, Carol's girlfriend died because like the little girl just showed up and shot her in the face.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere. They saved Tyrese actually, and even Tyrese was like, damn. But anyway, like at the end, man, this is the part that hit me hard, man. If any of y'all know anything about me and my personal life, and this is just for people, I'm not going to go into it here, but I'm just saying there's a situation at the end of this episode that really hit me hard, like really hard, because I can understand what Rick and Carl were going through. Like completely, 100%, totally, I understood what they were going through. And it really hit me hard, dude, and it was all I could not to cry harder. Like, I had tears. I wasn't crying, like, boo-hoo crying, but I had tears, like, when I was watching it. And like, the actors, like, the actor that played Rick and the actor that played Carl, like, Andrew Lincoln, and I forgot the little boy's name. I'd know it if I seen it on, like, it shows the credits, the names of them and stuff, but, like, they killed it.
Yeah.
They killed that. They killed that, especially Carl, dude, like, dude, like, it's just, if you had been on, especially, dude, like, Carl had to kill his mom, dude, like, when the baby was born, and that was already crazy enough, and then, like, then that happened, and what they found was a bloody, the car seat, they found the car seat was bloody. If you've been following the comic books, you know what happened. It was more overt in the comic books what happened to the baby. But that leaves a big question mark for the rest of the season. Is the baby really dead?
Yeah, exactly.
I had mixed feelings about that.
Well,
yeah, there was
blood, but you know, that could have been like,
yeah, but that could have been anything. That could have been anything or anybody. And I completely agree with Drake, but I have mixed feelings about that because I kind of want them. I don't want the baby to start being a crutch in the zombie apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's really only so far you could take that story before it starts getting kind of like, God damn it, it's always about, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't become, after a while. I don't wish the baby to be dead as in like, they discover like, oh my God, the baby's dead, like, that's how we go on. That's not what I mean. What I'm saying is like, if they're gonna commit to having the walkers do that, they commit to it, dude. Don't take it back. You know what I mean? Because if you read the comic book, it was really bad. And I know I sound messed up for saying this, and I just can't. And the way I think, the way I feel about this, I just can't. There's no way I could just say it to you and it makes sense without you actually seeing me tell you this, like without me explaining it to you. So I'm gonna leave that alone. But then again, I hope that the baby is. I really truly hope that Judas is okay.
Yeah.
But I just know what happens. What happened in the comics. You know what I mean? Like, I know what's coming and what they're doing, especially what's happening right now in the comics, because I do keep up with the comics on a fairly regular basis. So, but yeah, that was Walking Dead, first half of season 8. A lot of people, like y'all, were like, hey, when are you going to review it? I was going to do a written review, and for those of you who do follow me on, or who are, you know, you're friends with me on Facebook, and you follow me on Facebook, I said I was going to do a written review, but I'm lazy.
He's like, fuck that.
Yeah. I pretty much said everything in here that I wanted to say.
You said, I remember how that shit come out my mouth, then on that paper.
Yeah.
Then on that, fuck that, it's too much typing.
Yeah, so I will post this up on my Facebook for you, all you people that were bugging me on Facebook about it. But not bugging, but you know what I mean. I'm tired and shit. Anyway, like, yeah, Walking Dead season 8, season 4, mid-season, episode 8, 1 through 8. I do think this is probably one of the stronger Walking Dead seasons. I think it was better than, I think it's probably the best season since season 1 so far. But I'm just glad the prison thing is over. Like, I like the prison arc. I love the prison arc in the comics. It's my favorite arc in the comics, but in the show, it's just like, damn, we've been here too long. It's tired too long now. Like,
now we move on to something else.
Yeah, and I'm glad we finally got the battle that we were supposed to get in.
But damn,
February
9th. Ow!
Do what now?
February 9th.
February 9th, yeah. I think this whole like breaking up the seasons is stupid. Like you, AMC. But February 9th, season. Episode 9, season 4, episode 9. We're on the road to Alexandria. If you want to know a couple things that I think, predictions I have for it, Michonne will probably run back into Rick and Carl like it happens in the comics. They'll run to the hunters. The hunters kidnap Carl and threaten to rape and kill him in front of Rick, and Rick and Michonne end up like beating their faces to a bloody pulp. We'll find out during that time that they're on the road to Alexandria. We'll find out that that's where Michonne, like, she also has the conversations, like how Rick was having the telephone calls. She also has the conversations with her dead boyfriend, like he has with Maury. Abraham was actually cast. There's a major character that's cast for this season that they even said was Abraham from the comics. And he is a big part of this upcoming arc, all these upcoming arcs, even in the comics. His name's Abraham. He's a really, really huge part. He's a good guy. He's one of our people. Well, he's going to become one of our people. And he was cast, and that's really well. Whenever I seen it at Comic-Con, the whole footage about Daryl and Michonne and then hearing it on the radio. And then I learned, like, later, like a couple of days later, that, yeah, Abraham was cast. I was like, yes, we'll go with Alexandria. We can finally get caught up to the comic book, damn it. Like, because honestly, they could be caught up with the comics in another, probably, like, 3 seasons.
Yeah.
To where the comic is now with Negan, with this. But y'all don't understand, there's this, what's going on in the comics right now, dude, like, there's this villain they're having trouble with right now. It's like this cult leader named Negan. And this dude is fucking insane. You think the governor was crazy? This dude is fucking insane. Like, spoilers for the comics, but he kills Glenn, and when he kills Glenn with his baseball bat that he dubbed Lucille, he like turns to Michonne and says, "I was going to kill you, but I didn't want to be named a racist." and everybody was like, "Dude, you just killed a Korean." Okay. He's insane, dude. Like, yo, like he like Carl gets shot in the eye. And while he was in Alexander, he was shot in the eye, and he makes him like walk around his compound without his bandage on. It's crazy. Like he does other crazy stuff too that I'm not gonna ruin here. It's even crazier than what I just said.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like it's just like, I don't know. This dude is like, he's like a really wonderful. And then we get to meet this one dude, man, who's like the old black guy who has like white dreads, man. And I think his name is Ezekiel. He's got like a white tiger. This guy has like a white tiger. And I really hope they keep him like he is in the books. I love that dude, man. Like, he's one of my favorite characters right now. Even though he hasn't really been in there a lot. You know what I mean? Like he hasn't been in the comic a long time or done a whole lot. Yeah. I just really like that character. I really like his character, and I hope he and Rick stay cool with each other. But you know, as y'all know, the comics and the TV show are two completely different things. So you know, we'll see when we get there. But yeah, Alexandria is where we're going next, y'all. We're going to Alexandria. Now let's start the whole the Alexandria Safe Zone arc and Negan and the Saviors, and we'll get to all that. And, oh, the thing I was talking about Carl and the little girl, like I think. In the comics, there's just one thing where Carl kills another kid there with. Yeah. Because that kid, I think, killed his brother or killed somebody else. And it's been so long since I read that part, so don't hold me. I know he killed somebody, and Carl killed him in revenge. So I think how they're going to play this out in the show is that he's going to think that girl had something to do with Judith before they find out what really happened to Judith, and he's going to end up killing that girl. Yeah. And stuff. Because Carl, like, for you people that don't read the comics, how Carl is in the comics right now is in the show, is how he is in the comics all the time, but way harder. He's like way harder in the comics. He's a little awesome little bastard in the comics. But, although I heard Daryl was right. Daryl was like, dude, you need to chill out. Like, he was talking like he could shoot him through the fence, man. Like, yo, Daryl was like, dude, at 50 yards, if you miss, we're all fucked. You know what I'm saying? Like, chill out, man. But yeah, man, like, great. Probably my hands down my favorite Walking Dead moment was that battle from just that whole, not episode, I ain't gonna say that's my favorite episode. It's one of them. It's probably one of my top 5 favorite episodes. Probably top 3 favorite episodes, but as far as moments go, that was probably my favorite moment of all 4 seasons. But yeah, stay tuned to our channel. We got more stuff coming. We got more gameplay, reviews, rants. Dragon's doing a cooking show coming up. It's gonna be amazing. I'm telling you. I learned all kinds of recipes from him over last weekend. He's gonna do a cooking show. We got a couple probably got some new things coming. My cousin likes to bitch a lot, so we're going to give him his own 2 minutes.
Give him his own segment.
Just so he can shut up. Just so he'll quit bitching at me and Dragon and get it out.
so he got his own segment now.
Yeah.
Just for him. We don't say nothing. It's just all about this guy.
Yeah, it's all about him. Just me and Dragon don't have to deal with it. We're just going to let y'all deal with it.
Y'all listen to this, right?
Here you go. Now, like a couple things. I'm working on in case y'all don't know, me and Dragon are huge Tokusatsu Japanese television fans, and I'm working on our top 10 favorite Tokusatsu openings, and we're doing I'm working on a Sentai Henshin, our favorite Super Sentai final Henshin roll call, but I'm waiting on TV Neon to give us the newest Choosier episode because I want the 10 Choosier Henshin roll call because it's one of the most epic of all time, and I think that should be included. Even though it's not a final one, I think it should be in. And I'll do another one later. But we got stuff coming up, man. As soon as me and Dragon talk about the 10 episode openings, I'll make the video.
Yeah, as soon as they give it to us, holy hell, the fuck.
Yeah. But as far as the opening, our favorite openings go, as soon as we'll talk about that later, we'll put a list together and I'll do it up real quick and we'll put it out there for y'all.
Yep.
Saint Seiya, we got Saint Seiya gameplay coming up. We're working Defiant.
Then they watch the game. They go and watch the game and Shogeki.
Shogeki Go Dragon.
Yep.
Yeah. You can always remember the name of those characters in the show because the names of the characters make up the name of the show. Anyway, gameplay. We got gameplay coming up. We got more Saint Seiya gameplay coming up. We got because apparently y'all love the Saint Seiya gameplay.
Yeah, brave soldiers, right?
and if you're watching this, we're gonna do another video regarding this, but I just want to put this out there now. If you're watching this and you're one of these people that keeps sending us ad requests and stuff on PSN, tell us who you are and where you know us from, please.
Because I have no clue. I had to keep. I was like, who's this? I was like somebody.
Yeah. If you're one of those people that, because we have been getting a lot since Thanksgiving.
And I'm saying like,
well, actually, since we started putting the Saint Seiya videos, like it's been happening a lot.
Who is this again?
More than usual. More than usual, because usually we get a fair amount, but it's been like way more than it's usually been.
Because there's never be anything else to read at the middle of the part of the message. I'm like, why nobody don't put anything in the middle?
And we're not trying to ignore you or anything like that. We just don't know who you are or where you know us from. So if you would just let us know you see us on YouTube or just something like that. Like, just be like, oh, I see you guys on YouTube, but just let us know who you are. You don't have to tell us your real. I don't want to know your real fucking name. Just how do you know who I am? That's all.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
you know what I mean?
Where you found this from? Because I do not.
There'll be a whole video about this.
I think I have it. I gotta check that damn YouTube channel. Because honestly, I'm no telling if I have my ID there or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. I gotta check that. Maybe.
We got a new video series coming out called Ramblin' Ranch.
Yeah.
And that's the first video. and Dragon's thing about emoticons.
Yeah, emoticons. Oh, I hate them. Oh.
Yeah. Fuck your emoticons. Anyway, but if you're one of these people, and we don't mean to offend you by not adding you or anything like that, we just don't know who you are or how you know who we are.
Oh, if you do send messages, please don't send no emoticons with it. Please, I beg you. No emoticons. I hate that shit.
Which is the whole point of that video. It's coming up. That's the whole point right there. Because we're all men. We're all, believe it or not, me and Dragon, I am an old anime guy and Dragon is an old white woman.
Yeah. See, look.
We're all old. We're not caught up on all that shit.
Look.
Dragon got a haircut. Now see that? Dragon got a haircut. You see it? Down there in the little corner. He got a haircut, dude.
Look, I went from the corner to the other side of you now.
The side you changed it? Yeah, I'm still kicking it with the Aquanet. The Aquanet is chilling, but now
I'm a Japanese chick.
Yeah. I don't know how he went about changing it. Like originally he was a white chick, now he changed his nationality. And he won't tell me. That's the messed up thing about it. Oh, dude, you can tell me. He's like, no, man, don't teach the Wu-Tang to anybody.
You can't. Well, y'all, that's it.
Yeah.
And we got more coming.
Sorry, I just went on a long time, but fucking.
They asked for it.
Y'all wanted it. There you go.
Yep.
But we got more stuff coming. See you later.
Yep.